would love to see a Killing Floor 3. Does equal old. And gaming years, that's like fucking. Don't you know?
Hey everyone, welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2022. I'm Day 9 still, one of your hosts, joined again by the amazing Mika Burton.
Hi.
While we may look like elaborate Unreal Engine renders, we are here in the flesh, as is the hardware, bringing you the best and brightest in the world of PC gaming.
Over the next 2 hours, we are going to showcase a metric ton of killer upcoming PC games through world premieres, exclusive interviews, and a few surprises along the way. And you, the folks at home, might even be able to win yourself a fancy computer if you play your cards right.
Whoa.
And now you may remember the last time you saw me on this show, things ended quite literally explosively.
Yeah.
There was a robot who tried to destroy the human race, electrocuted me. I think I died.
Definitely died.
Either way, I'm
don't
not
remember that at
really
all.
sure. It was standard robot apocalyptic stuff, just minus the overbearing anime dad and existential crises.
Yeah, well, actually, what happened to DevBot anyway? Wasn't he supposed to come back for this show for
Yeah.
like Revenge of the DevBot?
Well, he's dead.
Oh.
We melted him down and tried to
Nice.
make our own graphics cards since they're still hard to find, and I would say he's in a better place, but I played Cyberpunk 2077 and he's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Aw.
But none of that matters because the show actually took place in a parallel reality.
All right, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told me this 5 minutes before we went live, I am saying there's a multiverse.
All right.
We're now apparently on Earth 3, which
Ooh.
is not to be confused with E3 because this show is still happening.
Oh, and we are so thrilled
Damn, the
to be
burns,
back
dude.
as a part of this weekend full of celebrations of gaming by putting the spotlight on something near and dear to our hearts.
You turn 30 and you
And
get
so,
angry.
without any further ado, it's time for
He's an angry old man now.
Rated M for mature.
They brought the jokes in the anime.
You're not a monster. In the beginning,
How do you feel about the
was subjugated by
Xbox show, Blair, if you watched it?
endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world. And so came the solstice of
Whoa, it's Souls games.
It's coming.
Slept through the first half. Wow, I missed all the best games.
A chimera chooses death.
Show us what you've got!
You can't put a giant floating head in your game and have it say, "Show me what you've got." You can't do that.
May the judge have mercy on your souls.
If Rick and Morty beat you to the punch, you can't do it anymore.
You're here with me.
Besides Redfield, it's all the great games, you know? All the ones I definitely remember.
We're not going down.
Probably missed all the Forza Horizon day-night cycle
Monster. They shall
showcase.
You must resist it!
Soulstice. Wow. See, I told you it was a Soul game. I knew it. Music was dope? Yeah. Good old 2.5D graphics. Rotwood. weird thing to tease whether it's coming out in 2023 or 24. Wizards. If I was like into strategy games like this, I would be down for this. Of the genre, this looks to be the coolest.
You just saw Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team strategy from the makers of Gunpoint and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple. Breach, bang, clear, magic missile, dramatic flourish, abra, cadaver. Get it? Cadaver, dead body. Anyway. Next, we have a solution to the age-old problem of not having time to read and play video games. Just do both at the same time, obviously. Starward Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your first look at the first ever gameplay footage.
You know, I'm already missing Microsoft's just like cut from trailer to trailer. Good times. World premiere.
You. What have you done?
Another space game.
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself. So what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here and don't you dare move. What are you doing here?
You're not gonna like this part.
Oh yes, the hot PNG overlay.
The radiation level is growing rapidly. It's starting to get interesting.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that, Doctor.
This is Frostpunk too. What are you talking about?
I located the mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
I admire your composure.
Wait, someone's here. Astrogator, they're dead.
Astrogator. So like an astronaut alligator?
Fortunately, such unpleasant discoveries
Yo,
are
Clarden.
indispensable
Thanks for
to the mission.
34 months, man. Appreciate it.
I didn't let that
Appreciate
thought
that.
get to me. I was counting on this meeting very much. At worst, it could have been another abandoned place, but not this.
But what exactly?
That's a good question. I'm getting into the recorder. What do we have here? Uh-huh. They made their way through with a beam of antimatter.
How subtle. Did you locate this passage?
I'm looking at it now. They pierced a hole several meters in diameter and several dozen meters long.
Yasna, do you hear me?
Yes. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now. Actually,
Wants to bet money that
there's
she's
nothing
not
here
better.
that I haven't seen before. There are a lot of metal bushes that were near our camp. The lower parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
Oh yeah, she gonna die.
They came to pick the fruits.
Baby check. Spacenesia.
This robot looks like it has started its task and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots carrying containers with research material. It took the container, but never left that place.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's gone,
You must have broken his loop.
but I didn't.
Well, he must have done something. Never mind. Follow it.
Damn, we're seeing the whole game. I need to play it after this.
Fuck. It's getting up.
What, a robot?
No! Antimat!
Come on, Yasna. Run. Hide. Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the robot.
Whoa,
Doing now?
the hard F.
Take care of our people, Novik.
It's time to take a pit stop at the nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I emphasize those words weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next 4 games, especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive. Roll that beautiful footage.
Sponsored by AirPods.
You? Nah. You don't have what it takes. You'll be back here too scared to try again. 'Cause the dungeon will turn you into lunch meat. Unless you're way tougher than you look. We got the guns, the turrets, the upgrades. But what you really need is guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers. Be the first to play. To die. To give your feedback.
Be the first to be QA for this game.
Do you have what it takes?
Sega. Oh my god, another racing game. I bet they don't have day-night cycles.
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022, the ultimate F1 simulation, putting you in the position of team principal at one of the 10 current F1 teams, battling it out for a chance to be the next world champion. Choose your team and drive every decision that leads to you making your mark on the grid, and hopefully the podium. Winning championships depends on your ability to make the right calls on and off the track. During races, you'll mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate.
I love the racing games where I don't have to race.
Like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters.
I know people like these type of games, but I
staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car.
I don't play games to look at spreadsheets.
Upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2 and F3 to try and ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you the edge.
I mean, this is literally F1 Manager.
Car parts affect overall performance, to a track's expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel. How you analyze the data and choose to spend your resources will make or break your progress. You'll find depth and detail in abundance, even down to real-world team radio messages between drivers and engineers, and race commentary from David Croft and Karun.
Realistic data.
While broadcast-style presentation showcases 2022's striking new car design with real trackside and onboard camera angles. The sleek management menus and intuitive controls will drive the immersive F1.
Wow, look at those menus.
As you plan and execute the perfect strategy in F1 Manager 2022. Pre-order the digital version now for early access from August 25th.
I mean, it's fine. It's just I have zero interest in it.
After 1 year of Chivalry 2, we've more than doubled
like
the size
negative
of the
interest.
game, and now we're excited to bring even more knights onto the battlefield. Because today, right now, Chivalry 2 is out on Steam with crossplay between all platforms. This is our biggest update to the game yet, and it brings players to an all-new desert theater of war, and best of all, brings us horses into Chivalry 2 in
Whoa.
combat. We want to thank our community for making the game the success that it's been so far, and if you haven't played it yet, now is the best time to check out Chivalry 2.
Having that small window makes it look like a mobile game.
Update and its Notion invasion.
It just briefly looks like a mobile game. Can you throw the horse at someone? Flaming horse kills?
This rebellion is at an end. The Agathians flee to their stronghold in the north. This land is mine! Now Denocia rises from the south. Kill them all! Throw them
that's catapults.
back into the desert.
Nice little home screen.
Crash and break against
Whoa. It would be pretty fun to joust somebody on a horse.
we must retaliate.
It's a cool update.
Ready the ships!
Ship combat.
Denocia remains safe from my fury. No more.
Horses on catapults.
They dare to strike out at us. Their city will fall. Their people will bleed. Their knowledge will burn. My reign will never end.
It's cool. I don't really have an interest in going back to Chivalry.
I'm Phil from Sweet Bandits, live from Quebec City. Really glad to be here today for the PC Gaming Show. We'll be showing the first trailer for our game, Deceive Inc. It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy abilities to try and get the upper hand. We've had the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the project, so this is only the beginning. Please follow us on social media at Play Deceiving to learn more. We'll be releasing the game in early 2023 on PC, Xbox Series S, and X, and PS5. Thank you so much, and let's enjoy the trailer.
Good afternoon, agents. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the frozen coral underwater hotel and retrieve the blueprint of a powerful weapon. As you know, Deceive Inc.'s company policy is
Judi
to
Dench doing the voiceover?
agents to ensure the mission's success. But only one will get the paycheck. Do whatever it takes, agent, and be careful out there.
Try your best. Let's see if it's enough. Booyah!
Ka-ching! Oh, come on. They can't be this fast.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it easy for me.
Yeah, it's that genre, whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha.
We have someone hunting down the spy, and you have someone just trying to blend in.
Right on target.
Oh, it gets plenty of clones. You just never hear about them. It's not a very popular genre. There's a game that came out recently that was kind of like this. I saw some streamers playing. About like robbing a bank.
Really? Mission complete.
Mission complete. It just turns into RDM, right? You just start shooting. So it happens every time. No one actually like takes it super seriously.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but you know, yours may be different, but you know, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC room. Unfortunately, there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you. We're going to be giving the entire contents of this room away to a lucky winner watching the show. So let's dive in and see what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig, so let's start there. As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute doozy. The first thing you'll notice is that height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built
I mean, it tends to feature a lot of interviews with devs
PC
and
tech you can squeeze into a desktop
longer
machine.
gameplay and ads.
Let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry times, you owe it to the silicon gods to show it off properly. Okay, the case and lighting looks dope, but for this to be a true dream PC, we need more than just state-of-the-art.
That's been turned off and
Luckily, the substance
fully
matches
increased.
the style. So let's check out the guts of our dream PC, and trust me, there's plenty of power crammed in. The big question,
Look at that cable management. Oh,
iBuyPower has used, and you won't be disappointed
gross.
with
I
an
don't want that
overclocked
PC.
RTX 3090 from Gigabyte,
Oh,
right?
fuck.
This 24GB monster of a GPU packs the cooling to stay chill and the power to smash through any game you throw at it. The graphics card is the rig's MVP, but any superstar needs some dope backup, and the fastest gaming CPU around, the Intel 5.5 GHz Core i9 12900
How many teraflops?
with 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and 2 terabytes of seriously fast SSD storage, both from AData, makes up the perfect support team. Whew, that is a whole lot of PC. But Mika, you may greedily wonder, what about the peripherals? Well, animal lovers, we got you covered, because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery
oh
life
baby,
and
vegan headphones.
4 gigahertz connection. And you noisy typers are going to love the clicky-clacky mechanical keyboard that comes with it. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? RGB? Well, of course! The keyboard and mouse both light up like Atlantic City on a Saturday night. And yeah, you can turn it off so you can actually get some sleep. You can find out more about this gear feature today over at iBuyPower.com, but I know what you really want to know. The info on how to win this beastly setup. So here are the details.
Thanks, Mika.
You have to type poggers in the chat right now to be
enter our
entered.
Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions. There, you'll find a complete breakdown of the prize, which, don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck, gamers.
That is right, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to the games. From Kepler Interactive and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn,
God,
an
we saw
action
this earlier.
RPG from the team behind Ashen, where gods and guns collide.
Yeah, we saw this at Microsoft's showcase.
When the gods first emerged,
Give me the same trailer.
great below, we saw them as saviors.
It's kind of a long trailer too.
Instead, they unleashed a pestilence on our world. No one yet knows if you can kill a god. I, for one...
It's the Dark Souls with the magic fox thing. I mean, sometimes you'll get like a small trailer and be like, oh, if you want to see more, you have to watch this showcase. Like EA kind of did that sometimes. They're like, oh, our Battlefield trailer is going to be debuted exclusively at Microsoft. But here's a trailer to show you that it's coming tomorrow. Kind of thing. Yeah, the magic stuff looks really interesting. The rest doesn't. Info with your service unavailable errors. Nice.
I'm Derek Bradley, the CEO of A44 Games and creative director of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods, and so as humanity, you now have the power of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back. You'll play as Nor, a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the Coalition forces. Nor herself has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her revenge. But you won't be going it alone. Where Nor brings firepower, her fox-like companion Enki brings magic to the battlefield. You will have to master a combination of axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Enki uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released.
So you don't get to
year.
control the magic
Head
at
over
all.
to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next,
that makes
a
sense.
mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly. Plus, if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world-exclusive independent game inspired by the Persona series. Choke your health potions now because there is so much more PC gaming show coming your way. Before we go, the folks at Compass Data Centers have a little quiz for you. How much higher is 5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR
It's
code and answer
1G
the question for
more.
a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer, or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now
What a
back to the
stupid
PC
question.
gaming show.
Ready to game the system? Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your
Dude,
bank account. Because
Mom's
your
credit
power
card's
shouldn't
Mana?
stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with
Gamer
Mana.
credit cards.
Power. Mana. Game the system.
So I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-Bit Studios. The
Oh my god,
Warsaw-based
11-Bit
studio made us
studio.
cry in this war of mine, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk,
What did
and
it
battle
for
encroaching
gaming?
corruption
Dude,
and children
think of all
of
the
mortal.
loot boxes you
The
can buy.
Alters sends us to the
On
deepest,
credit.
darkest reaches of space, in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis, in a good way. This is a really big moment for this year's show. I can't wait. Let's take a look.
Now, what has 11-Bit Studio ever made that was a good game? Like, come on. Oh, it's an eyeball. Eyeballs can get stabbed. Frostpunk too. Oh my god. Another space game. Oh, he did. He was so happy for a second. They're all him. Inside the Matrix.
Joining us now to talk about what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz Kasilewicz of 11-Bit Studios. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there.
What happened to Day 9's AirPods?
We got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Alters, who are the alternative versions of the same person. And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home. But the thing is, in order to do so, you need to create those alters, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So these are things necessary for your survival and finding a way back home.
So from the trailer, tonally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
Actually, there are bits of everything you mentioned. Like, there is this mystery as we're looking deep into the soul of the character, but what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror and drama, but then on top of it we have this quite thick layer of surreality. I mean, how surreal would it be to one day, you know, wake up next to a little different alternative version of your very self?
Now, there's a quote that you shared with me earlier, that man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. We as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single decision that we are making. This process, the whole process of becoming
it just sounds cool.
It can be quite painful.
Thought about it in the shower and I just thought, you know what? I should save this one day.
Jan, the main character, he has this unique possibility of not only shaping himself, but also reshaping himself and numerous times with every single altar that he is creating.
Do you see this as more of a classic sci-fi story, something like a Ray Bradbury work, or is it something more contemporary?
Well, it is very classic sci-fi in a way that we are taking a relatable topic and we are using the sci-fi theme, we are using the sci-fi setting to look at it through the magnifying lenses. But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game, and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and non-linearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience, and in the end, allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the Altars, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those games had on this one.
Well, the Altars is purely 100% our game, 11-bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy.
Whoa, Frostpunk. Whoa.
That it will make you
I should make a second one of those.
even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first huge milestone. It paved the way for all the future titles. And with Frostpunk, it was taken to another level with the strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the Altars, we want to follow that path. But we also really want to push the boundaries even further and expand on how we approach meaningful topics inside the design of our games.
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rapidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on over to Mika Burton and keep things rolling like a massive space station.
Thanks, Day9. Honestly, I need to look into getting myself cloned so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far. But I'm also legitimately worried about having to eventually fight my clone in single hand-to-hand combat when they steal my life, making me wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video games? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Oh, the trailer we've already seen before. It's trash. What to DMCA? Potion making. My favorite mechanic, haggling. Could just be an update. A lot of stuff from the PC Gaming Showcase tends to just be updates. Leaves early access. There you go. It's not out yet.
Sure. When Tiny Build lets you
his
open
AirPods
your
are
own
back.
medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his loss.
It's the continuity on his AirPods.
Folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
I feel like he filmed a bunch of stuff with them in, and then realized they looked awful and took them out for the rest, and they just chopped it all up. Whoa. Season 4, I've never even heard that game before. Oh, the car's bumping. It's Kung Fury?
Heads up, I put the pedal down. Ops out while wait, I'ma get him now. Headshots, take a nap. If you take what's mine, I'ma take it back. On the highway of life, one day we all crash. It's not where you going. The question's how fast.
Oh, there's a card system to it. Nice. Really reminded me of Kung Fury. Red car in the beginning, Kung Fu based, 80 synthwave.
Before your eyes lies the Celestial Islands, a world of peace above the clouds, protected by 4 great houses.
Is that Scorpion? Oh baby, back-to-back card games?
Planet Earth, our beautiful home. To protect it, we
Killing
must
Floor?
reach out to explore the unknown.
No,
Our team of
it's
experts
Horizon. Yeah, it's Killing Floor.
the deep sea in a struggle
Just an
against
update for 2.
overregulation. These security and defense innovations allow you to shrink any problem down to size.
I want Killing Floor 3.
Forward, obliterating the enemies.
Oh, it's like Bioshock now.
But we refuse to let these victories go to our heads. We are the future. We are Ozine.
And now it's time to give you an exclusive briefing on what's next for one of PC gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale, Arma 4. Last month, developer Bohemia Interactive kicked things off by releasing Arma Reforger on Steam in early access. This playable prototype will be a foundation for Arma 4. And with it playable on Steam now, we have a ton of questions about the future of Arma. I mean, after all, this is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ.
Yeah.
Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, Arma Reforger has been out for about a month. What is it that you've been learning
3-camera setup
from players?
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot and they appreciate the work we've put into it. We also realized they like modding a lot and they review this as a key quality of our games. And we were very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding internet with videos, playthroughs, and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception was so good.
So there's no doubt players who have been longtime fans of the franchise stepping into Arma Reforger, and I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific Arma feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So I'm myself very much on the very purist side of things, so no HUD, no save games, no superficial helpers, and this fight can get very intense even in-house. So I'm the real Arma purist and I'm on this for 25 years now, so I will keep fighting, but obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle. I think 2 years ago we really struggled to keep it Arma and even internally preserve our own standards, so do it our own way rather than replicating what's maybe normal in other games, because our goal is not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little unusual compared to other releases. I mean, for instance, how much content should a player expect if, say, they've been playing Arma 3 for years?
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint, really make room for some new achievements, utilize the technology which is state-of-the-art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's controlled, how it can be modded.
It's important to understand it may look as a kind of normal game on the surface, but there is a big system behind it. So just the tool suite is a massive tool suite, never tested by a large public. So it's a premiere of a tool suite, and these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So we really need users to start using them to keep
with Arma. It's
continue building it.
You know, what's the point of trying to add stuff into the game?
Question from the Arma fans. Has
when
Russia's
people are just
invasion
gonna mod
of
it?
Ukraine impacted your approach to Arma 4 and Arma Reforger, a game that depicts the Cold War?
Well, yes, because it's extremely close to us. We even live in a way very nearby, so definitely.
Well, you need to build a sandbox,
we started work on this many years ago, so
let other people take over.
Was set before, but we always approach conflicts and armed conflicts with a great level of respect. We're still at the beginning, but we definitely would like to continue in our exploring this serious theme.
Arma, as I see it, has always been a bit more of a anti-war game. It's an entertainment product. That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our, let's say, maturity and long time we've spent on it, and our ambition to portray it as a whole very complex and gritty thing, I would like us to contribute by not just entertaining people, but also educating them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the cooperation with the International Committee of the Red Cross, and I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this area, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to the good side of things.
This would not be an interview about Arma unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from Arma mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger that wasn't possible in the past.
Nothing.
Now with this
No mods.
technology, it's possible to create entirely different things, like entirely different games. It has so many variables, but the beauty now is that much more of it is user accessible, unlike the previous games. So people can easily digest how this is constructed in our workbench tools. So unlike previously where it was more hard-coded in the C++ engine, so now they can check the data of every single element of the game and go much, much deeper than in previous games. So this will be super exciting.
Scott Norrid hasn't said a single
Now,
word.
I wanted to ask a little bit about performance, because anyone who's played Arma knows that it can get really challenging to get a good frame rate in those massive multiplayer matches. So I'm curious, what expectations should players have about performance?
Yeah, the C stands for
being in
combat.
Arma 4?
This is
Arma
combat
3
plus
was
plus.
built on foundations laid down in times of single core and no GPUs basically. So this time much more computations and intensive rendering things can be done directly on GPU, but it required completely a new approach.
Again, we are in the beginning, and we know that there are problems, there are difficulties, but we are
let him speak finally.
One by one. We are really gathering community feedback and even our own definitely feedback, so we are moving things forward. And yeah, it's about optimization. It's not that much about FPS, but also for like network traffic, for instance. When you have this massive multiplayer game, it's a huge challenge. Server performance, of course, and all the technical things. So we are moving forward.
Thank you so much again, Bohemia Interactive, for giving us the inside scoop on both Arma Reforger and Arma 4. Now, you don't go anywhere, because here is what's around the corner.
Just around the corner in the PC Gaming Show, prepare to experience terror ranging from the subaqueous to the subconscious with the latest from Shiro Games. Hold on to your butts, because front-end development spared no expense on the new Jurassic World
AirPods gone again.
expansion, and get your crowbars ready for Half-Life
drinking
ALyx
game.
Levitation, a special
Everything they
project from
swap.
some very talented modders. Oh, modders, what would PC gaming be without you? While we're here, quick geography question. Which parts of the world use the most bandwidth for gaming?
It says
Ask
which
this question to
cities?
the folks at Compass Data Centers, and it could win you a
the question right, lady.
$500 Razer gift card. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter.
Last year, Shiro Games debuted War Tales at the PC Gaming Show, but the publisher has a lot more than its medieval sandbox
more,
RPG
yeah.
on
I can
the
see it.
way. Up next, we'll hear what's up with Shiro's slate of projects, and stick around for the debut of 2 completely new games, Decarnation and Abyssals.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for the invitation, Mika. I'm James, and I can't wait to show you everything that we've got prepared for you today. So it's been a crazy couple of months for everyone here at Shiro Games, with Dune Spice Wars marking the most successful release in the history of the company, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. But today, let's look at Dune Spice Wars multiplayer mode. Up to 4 players can go head-to-head in free.
Look at that.
2v2.
Oh my god.
All work together in co-op against AI opponents. We're introducing new synergy systems between factions that will open a vast number of strategies to help you crush your opponents. Multiplayer will be available in Dune Spice Wars very soon. After 5 years and nearly 3 million units sold, Northgard's story finally continues. In a new chapter set shortly after the events of the first campaign, Ragnarok has decimated the lands of Northgard. Long-standing alliances have been broken. Violence and betrayal now plague the continent. Forced to depart what they once called home, our heroes arrive on unknown shores and find themselves confronted by unfamiliar faces in a dangerous new realm. This Northgard expansion arrives this winter. And for all of our War Tales players out there, Cooperative is finally coming to our open-world tactical RPG. You share food, gold, and camp with your friends. But you can split up to cover more grounds. Before every fight, devise the perfect strategy to overcome any threats that may stand in your way. But be careful in your approach, as one wrong move may lead to your group's demise. The co-op update will allow you to play between 2 to 4 players, and it will be available this summer. So a few months ago we announced Shiro Unlimited, a new publishing label created by indies for indies, and we are very proud to announce 2 new titles coming from the Shiro Unlimited family.
The OP team.
It seemed like our last chance to start again, to escape Earth's devastation.
We used our limited resources to lay the foundations of a new life, deep below the waves of this strange new planet.
But soon, we realized it was not the dream world we had hoped for.
When faced against the darkness of the abyss, we found ourselves helpless.
Lost.
Isolated.
City at the bottom of the ocean? Reminds me of a game I played back for like the Terrible Mayhem month. The Straint 2, I think it was. Decarnation.
Thank you very much for sticking with us, everyone. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Very 2D pixel
You just saw why you
horror.
were exactly right to be afraid of the ocean in Abyssals, and you confronted your inner demons in the retro dream horror of Decarnation. Next up, how do you rebuild a city in a world set after the collapse of civilization? Let's find out how by taking a look at I Am Future from Tiny Build.
Not the worm.
Warning, hibernation aborted. Your total hibernation time was 6 years, 6 months, 5 days. Welcome to Eden, your new home.
Huh? I have no idea where the hell I am. But damn, this place is gorgeous.
That's how biology works.
Our forefathers conquered Caldaria and bestowed it upon us.
Oh boy, another top-down strategy game.
To share or spar over.
Our great houses seek to obtain the Emperor's favor, cultivating our lands and subjects to improve and enrich the realm, beginning with ourselves, of course.
Prominence can be secured through strength, as well as delicacy.
Will you be able to build your legacy of power?
Join the great houses of Caldaria.
And now, for these next trailers, it's true. They do move in herds. That was so much. The thought process is simple. God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, man destroys God, man creates video games to play with dinosaurs. But just be warned that one of these trailers might come as a bit of a shock to the system.
I would assume it's System Shock remake they're talking about, but it'll probably just be some top-down strategy game again. Likely mature.
Gamer. Humans interfacing with computers
for their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures,
and weep at its magnificence.
System Shock, alright.
Day on Citadel Station.
Humanity is
on the verge of a new era. I, Shodan, am its new...
This would be the remake.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
You are an insect.
You are nothing. I create. I iterate. I fuse flesh and steel into perfection. My children, hacker. Their blood is on your hands.
You will suffer for your transgressions.
These are my avenging angels, and they will have retribution.
System Shock. Release date? Nope. All right, don't
What
care.
an incredible, frankly horrifying trailer. Developed by
It'll be on like 3 years from now.
System Shock is the return of a beloved, acclaimed sci-fi saga. Today, to take us even further inside the world of System Shock, I am thrilled to welcome the one and only Warren Spector. Thanks so much for joining us, Warren.
Whoa.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
In terms of trying to translate the experience of a game from 1994, 3 decades later to now, what doesn't carry over well?
The first thing is the graphics, obviously. We did the best we could, but it was pretty primitive back then. And the other one is the user interface.
They're back.
When the game opened, the original, a help screen that came up, and it filled the entire screen with text. It's just insane. I don't know how the guys at Night Dive did it. It's amazing. But frankly, as I think back on it, the game actually holds up pretty well. I'm excited to see it come back.
Just wondering if you think many modern gamers are aware of the impact that System Shock has had in terms of gameplay systems, in terms of narrative structure, on so many games that came after.
AirPods are back.
I'm not sure people see the influence, which is a little unfortunate. But I think the rest of the world is going to get the chance now to experience it. And
The UI was a big reason I never went back and played System Shock.
Having fun playing this game, but also see that other games followed in its footsteps.
Nowadays, we walk around with computers in our pockets. We're worried about the evil of algorithms. How do you think about a character like Shodan in 2022?
Shodan seems far too close to reality to me right now. And let's just hope that she doesn't show up as nasty a form as she did back in 1994.
Well, Warren, I wanted to thank you so much.
I'm sure I could
joining us.
manage.
All
I
of
just,
you know, I cannot wait.
When I was thinking about going back to play
it, I played and
like,
enjoyed
well,
so much as a kid. Cheers.
Yeah, I can't wait to return to that world. I forgot
Right?
basically the
Right?
fans know way more about the game than I do now, so it'll be a new
at
experience.
this point, I might as well just wait for this to come out
Thank you
in
so
10
much
years.
again, Warren Spector, for joining us to talk all things System Shock. I personally can't wait for the game to come out, though. It might completely ruin my sleep schedule, but before I spiral further,
Oh, AirPods are gone again.
to cram into your eyeballs.
Since the first pioneers changed the harshest aspects of our world, every generation has upheld the solemn promise of our forefathers, that the rise of Titan would forever be without misery or bloodshed. We seek nothing from the solar system but a lasting amity of reason and justice. To see a war
Whoa, is that Starfield?
would bring ruin to the great works of mankind. Any victory achieved through that deepest expression of human unreason would be as devastating as defeat. We have but a singular purpose: to establish peace and security for all mankind.
The war between Mars and Titan devastated our solar system. Lead the survivors to Demarat, where you will continue following Frontier's storyline campaign in orbit of an alien star.
I mean, couldn't I get better voiceover for that ending? You're just totally not a PUBG clone, I mean, it wasn't even like broken English or anything, it was just the quality of it. It was like almost a whisper. It's like they set up a microphone. They're like, all right, yeah, just give it your best shot, and then they used it. Didn't bother adjusting anything. Zoom call, yeah, probably. When your trailer is 10 times cooler than the game will ever be. Final beta. Whoa.
All right, gamers, good work. You've made it here to a site of grace, or a bonfire, or a sculptor's idol, or a lamp. Make sure you're staying hydrated, replenish your potions, and most importantly, keep letting us know what games you're excited about using hashtag #PCGamingShow. I mean, personally, I can't wait to play The Altars. Ah, good. Now that we're all rested up, Feeling good. It's time to enjoy a slice of that lovely cyberpunk life, courtesy of Nivalis, and experience the investigative horror of immortality, the latest from the mind of Sam Barlow.
World premiere.
I believe we have a short clip here. Do you want to tell us what we're about to see?
Well, I don't want to spoil things too much.
Oh, nice FMV. Enhance. Whoa.
Does this work as a confession?
Enhance. Whoa. Enhance.
Now it's worth more.
Did you ever read his diary?
Enhance on our hair. Whoa.
We can take a break. We should take a break. No.
That's a game that like I don't feel like I would ever play through, but I would definitely watch someone else play through it. Oh, it's Cyberpunk.
Hey boss, time to wake up. We got customers waiting.
It's Pixel.
What do you mean you don't know where to
Punk.
start? Let's clean this place up. Move some chairs and tables around. We can make this place shine again. If the weather gets bad, we can grow some veg in the greenhouse. Once we start making real money, well, then you can rent that fancy new apartment in Midtown. So make friends, make enemies. Give customers a route, just turn on the old charm. Or water down their drinks. I'm not your conscience.
Yeah.
This is a world to explore, to make stories. Your stories. You ever look up at the clouds and wonder what's up there? Well, if you dream big enough, maybe you'll find out. Maybe we all will. Welcome to Nivalis.
You know, Nivalis spelled backwards is race car.
Hi, I'm Marco.
And I'm Roman.
At Ironlands, we are big fans of cyberpunk fiction and games, but we have our own ideas of what a cyberpunk world can be. This is a game in which you manage your restaurant, bar, or nightclub, take care of your staff, make deals, farm, and experience the stories of the people you meet.
Or maybe you just want to take the day off and go fishing at the docks instead. Nivalis primarily uses voxel art for the environments. We spend lots of time creating a
You told me it was a father-son duo making this game, I believe you.
Dynamic elements.
We are excited about the cyberpunk world we're making, and we can't wait to see the choices you'll make and how you'll choose to live your life when you come visit us in Nivalis. You can wishlist Nivalis now on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
Mana is the gaming rewards debit card that puts the power back in the hands of players.
Whoa.
So with every quest you complete and every purchase you make, you're earning for the rewards you actually want. We make it easy for you to set up and start. Just sync your favorite games to your Mana account and start earning real-life rewards the next time you play.
Real-life rewards, like
why pay
extra
any other
loot
way?
boxes?
Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs, because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with 3 Chrome tabs open.
World premiere. Whoa. Man, a hot trailer. So I run down hallways as well. I think that's basically how the script is for all the PC gaming showcases. The jokes are very reminiscent of years past. What's up, fellow gamers?
You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer Ysbryd Games, and now it's time to take a bit of a spooky transition. If you're at home, turn on all the lights in the room, make sure the salt circle is unbroken, and check to see that your door is properly painted with sacrificial lamb's blood, because things are about to get certifiably terrifying. Let's look at the H.R. Giger-inspired biopunk horror, Scorn.
Ooh, more Scorn.
Decayed. A grisly nightmare of macabre perception. Greetings. I'm your host, Doug Bradley, and I invite you to join me as we explore Scorn's mesmerizing labyrinth of odd forms and somber tapestries. You awake in the middle of a desolate hellscape filled with biomechanical contraptions, part flesh, part machine.
Part flesh machine.
Civilization, now lying in decay and ruin. A hidden fauna sleeps within the underbelly of the world, wanting nothing more than to be left undisturbed. Scorn has been carefully crafted with great attention to detail. Everything is focused on building a specific atmosphere. From a unique organic ecosystem to an unsettling soundscape created by Ethek and Lustmord. Scorn has no dialogue, so most of the storytelling comes from the environment, discovering the ever-present symbiotic relationships and how things are connected equips you with the tools to progress. While there is shooting within the game, Scorn is not a shooter.
Ooh.
Every
not a game for me.
Must be carefully considered. A wrong choice could be deadly. I hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into the twisted.
I mean, I would have watched like a full level of this game to know if I want to play it.
The team at Ebb Software can't wait for you to uncover the secrets of this unique world as you experience Scorn firsthand this October. Are you prepared to unravel your inner self within Scorn's world of horror?
Yeah, I mean, the world looks interesting, but it's like, is that all the game has? It's just a cool looking world? Like, what do you really do in the game? Is it?
Now, while I've been delightedly
They've
playing
never
these
shown like
Spice
great
Wars, harvesting melange,
amounts
trying
of
to figure out
gameplay.
how to pronounce Quisatz Haderach.
They just said it's not a shooter, so it's like, are you just hiding from enemies every now and then?
In Warhammer 40k
Is there, like,
Space Marine 2.
great environmental puzzles to solve? Is there?
You once again step into the oversized power armor of Titus, an elite Primaris Space Marine in a galaxy immersed in a never-ending war. To take us further inside the grimdark, I am joined by Tim Willits and Oliver Hollis, the creative director, on Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
Yeah, but Amnesia has like a lot of gameplay to it.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
Now, Tim, I want to start with you.
It looks more like Outlast 2.
On Doom. how would you say the Space Marine compares to Doom Guy?
That is a good question. I bet many people did not know that the original Doom Guy was actually a Space Marine, inspired by an even older Space Marine, which is the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines. So, you know, it's really exciting for me to work on Space Marine 2, you know, because it's a great franchise, and I know that it's inspired so many other video games throughout the last 25, 30 years.
So, I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Scorn looks interesting, but we'll see.
And I think this brings us to talk a little bit about the new Space Marine that you're going to get to play, a Primaris Space Marine. Oliver, talk to us a little bit about Captain Titus and what makes this class of Space Marine different from the others in the universe.
So the Space Marine is a brainchild of the Emperor, the kind of leader of this, of humanity in the grim dark future. He saw the dangers that the universe presented, and he created a super soldier from his own DNA. And each of these different factions, these different chapters, have different genetic traits.
It's going to make a really cool looking cutscene.
What makes the Primaris different is that a guy named Belisarius Core,
jumping Scorn, probably not,
kind of chief scientist, went back, did some digging in the old data, and found a way to
it'll probably like be Outlast.
Qualities that a Space Marine has.
We can run,
by installing
we can hide,
new devices,
can't
new kind of bio implants in their body.
Do much else.
So now these guys are 2.5 meter tall monsters capable of destroying anything in their path.
It's reminding me of the 1,000 times I have rewatched the Astartes animation.
That's amazing.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting that we now get to be in that position to play that kind of character. And in the trailer, we saw a lot of Tyranids. Are they the main enemy that you're going to be against? And if so, what makes them such a compelling foe?
In this particular game, the Tyranids are the main focus, and what makes them compelling is that they are extragalactic locust-like creatures. They've come in from goodness knows where. They spread like wildfire. They devour everything in their path, and they leave nothing in their wake.
So one of the great things about the Tyranids is they come in the thousands, and our proprietary engine, the Saber Swarm engine, can deliver these epic battles. Now we will have thousands of Tyranids, and you will rip and tear through them all.
I mean, that is so thrilling, because this is the sort of thing that older games couldn't even hope to do. And you're talking a little bit about combat. I know that some of the previous entries were more melee focused. What's the combat like in Space Marine 2?
So the combat in Space Marine 2 is a mix of in-your-face.
Let's talk about the combat and show the exact same cutscene we've seen 15 times already in this interview.
You know, we looked at, you know, the original Space Marine game where it had a lot of this push-forward combat, which has inspired many other video games, but that never stop, never take cover combat is integral to Space Marine 2, along with, you know, these really cool, powerful weapons. So you're either tearing up enemies in front of you, or you're blowing them away from the back of the battlefield. It's the best of both worlds.
I mean, that sounds so terrific. And I mean, I know you guys are huge fans of the 40K lore, so I'm curious about, in working on this project, what's been the most fun seeing come together? I mean, what's Saber Interactive focusing on right now?
Right at the beginning of the project, Tim and I went to the Warhammer Museum, which was an incredible experience. And you go around all these cabinets where these incredible miniatures that have been painted by these masters are arranged in these dioramas. You find yourself kind of crouching down and looking into the ranks of Space Marines that are facing Tyranids or Orcs or whatever. And something that Tim and I said at that moment was, we need to make this come alive. I don't want to look at this. I want to be inside this. I want to be gunning down Tyranids by the thousands. And so seeing that actually happen and come alive has been thrilling.
Am I going to feel like the characters in the Astartes animation? Because if so, then I'm buying the game immediately.
Oh, they left 10 months away.
Also, when you're wielding one of those massive weapons and you're faced with 1,000 Tyranids who all want to eat you alive, and you're just letting rip, and you can see shell casings bursting out of these massive weapons one after another. The sound, the gameplay, the way it feels is all designed to make you feel like the most powerful warrior in the universe.
Well, perfect. That answers everything. Thank you so much, Tim and Oliver from Saber Interactive, for joining us. I can't wait. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S soon. Now next,
did he have one
a few
in?
more surprises for you up the sleeves of our proverbial power armor. First, Replicant D6's homage to the golden days, or should I say, golden eyes of 90s console shooters, and an atmospheric sci-fi adventure on the Red Planet from Frontier Developments and Kyoken Interactive. Let's take a look.
GoldenEye. Kind of spaced out for a second. Golden days of console shooters? No. Everyone likes to think GoldenEye was a good game, but it's not. GoldenEye was terrible. I mean, that'll sell just because people have nostalgia.
Sarah? Ryan? This is Kathy. Can you hear me? Please come in.
Oh, this is Deliver Us the Mars.
Has only one objective.
This game actually looks kind of cool.
Bring the Arcs and their revolutionary technology back home.
It's another space game, though.
Here we go, Opera Team. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
It kind of looks less cool now. I've seen like other space games lately.
That when we get there, you'll make the right decisions. We can do this. What do you expect to find on Mars?
Those are Mars pics.
Hi, my name's Elise.
I need to play the first game, Deliver Us the Moon.
In the out-of-this-world sci-fi epic, Deliver Us Mars. Join Kathy.
It's been on my wish list for a long time.
An unmissable adventure as they journey to the Red Planet to recover technology vital to the survival of Earth and humankind. Deliver Us Mars is set to land on September 27th and is available to pre-order now on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
Stay a while and listen. To this list of games still to come, the team behind Half-Life ALyx Levitation will put their mod where their mouth is, and then it's paradox time. Not as in us creating an actual time paradox, we're going to show you the latest from Victoria 3. Plus, you can literally scare your entire butt off with the creeping horror of Gloomwood. All this and more in just a moment, but first, a final pop quiz for all you Valorant, CSGO, and League of Legends players. How much has esports revenue increased since 2016?
What about Apex esports?
And you can scan this QR code on the screen for a chance to win a $500 Razer gift card.
$1 more billion.
Gaming.compassdatacenters.com to enter. All right, and now, back to the show.
Up next, we're going to take a look at Stormgate, the highly anticipated real-time strategy game from Frost Giant. Then
the highly anticipated game that got announced 2 days ago.
Game developers to ask the hard-hitting questions like, when can we play this already?
DuckDuckGo then probably. And then DuckDuckGo will sell that to Microsoft.
2 years ago, our team assembled with a shared vision to build a brand new real-time strategy game. Together, we've been fortunate to work on some of the greatest RTS games of all time, and now we have a chance to do it again by creating
look at that desk.
Evolution of that legacy. Today, we are so excited to share a first glimpse of Stormgate, an exclusive sneak peek into the universe and game that we've been creating for you. Stormgate takes place in an all-new post-apocalyptic setting where science fiction and fantasy collide. Our story begins hundreds of years in Earth's future, following the near extinction of humanity. This great calamity was caused by the Infernal Host, a playable alien race of demonic invaders that are hell-bent on claiming this planet as their own. With our story, we are creating an ever-expanding game universe, told through an ongoing series of campaign missions that you can play solo or cooperatively. New chapters will come out regularly, along with new units, maps, modes, and plenty of other surprises. In addition to campaign missions, we're building a world-class competitive experience with grassroots and professional tournaments accessible from directly within the game. There will be different leagues suitable for all levels of experience. In our new 3-player co-op versus AI mode, you'll level up your heroes, collect rewards, and customize your forces to open up new styles of gameplay and long-term variety. Stormgate will be free to play, but not beta, and there will be no NFTs. Beta testing starts next year, and you can sign up now to reserve your place in line at playstormgate.com.
You might happen to know that I'm a huge fan of real-time strategy games. StarCraft is my favorite game. I've played it for 25 years. I still play it, and that's why I am so thrilled today to be talking to Frost Giant Studios. They're a group of amazing developers who have worked on literally my favorite games of all time. And we're here to talk about their brand new, free-to-play, real-time strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's Stormgate. And here to talk about it is the CEO and production director at Frost Giant, Tim Morton. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I want to know about the world. I want to know about the game. Tell us, what is Stormgate?
All right, this is our first game as a new studio. And it is classic real-time strategy, but designed to be more social. We build the game in a universe that ties everything together. But
it'd be really funny if it had AirPods
kinds
in
of
for this part.
Experiences for players who like different kinds of gameplay. So we've got cooperative campaign mode, also play open-ended co-op. But if you're somebody who really enjoys competition, we've got 1 versus 1, high skill, competitive. And those are very different ways to play in some ways, but they're also all unified by the universe, by the races, by the units. So you really get a sense for how to enjoy the game.
And I'm curious a little bit about that core gameplay, because obviously in all these modes you're going to be collecting money, building bases, building units, and so on. And I know that for you, the game feeling really good and really smooth to play is super important. Now, obviously, I come from a time where if the pathfinding is bad, we call that high skill opportunity. But I mean, how do you think about getting the controls, the motions, just the feel of the game to feel good in 2022?
Yeah, it's interesting that RTS is one of the only genres I can think of where you have to have hundreds, even thousands of units synchronized over the network and responsive in a way that high skill, like pro esports players feel good about playing the game. That's not easy. It does require custom technology. There's no engine that you buy off the shelf that does that for you. So we definitely started.
Tell me Unreal Engine 5 can't do that?
Benefit of our chief architect, James
I heard Unreal 5 could do anything.
Previously on StarCraft 2, so we've put a lot of effort into that for sure.
And this is going to be one of the first.
I heard Unreal 5 has like 17 teraflops.
Unreal Engine 5. What is it like working in this next generation engine?
It's pretty incredible how far things have come from a graphics perspective, and I think the art team is unlocked in so many ways by what Unreal provides. So we're very excited. We're still.
I was like, who's running around touting an engine that's not Unreal 5 at the moment?
First cinematic that we debuted, like that's done in Unreal. So the high quality graphics that you're seeing are actually coming from Unreal as an engine.
So you've talked a little bit about, for new players, making the game feel a little more approachable, a little bit more streamlined, but obviously, StarCraft, real-time strategy, has this astonishingly long history as a competitive game, as an esport. And I'm curious, how is your team going to approach that?
So a lot of the emphasis
is this the StarCraft killer? Oh my God.
Focused on what are things that we can add, especially around the gameplay experience. And one of those things is more seamless integration with esports. I mean, being able to sign up, participate in tournaments directly from the client in a way that gives players, even if you're not like top grandmaster, ready to take on Cyril, there's still an opportunity to be the best on your block or the best at your company or the best at your school. So we want to facilitate esports all the way from grassroots level up to the pro level directly in the client.
So, of course, in the history of RTS games, a really important component of them has always been mods. I mean, Warcraft 3, there's players that didn't even play the original game. They just did custom mode after custom mode. Does Stormgate have modding? How are you thinking about the modding community?
A number of members of the Frost Giant team actually came out of the modding community. The team as a whole is very passionate about it. From the outset, we started out applying resources to build a custom editor. I think there's a lot of opportunity to make improvements to the editing experience for RTS. We are also working on the infrastructure for people to be able to share their mods with each other. So it's really core to us as a team to enable modding, and we're absolutely working on it.
And of course, we have to end with my favorite question of all. When can we play the game and how do we play it, Tim?
So we are going to start our beta in 2023. We already have a site stood up at playstormgate.com to be able to register for the beta. We have a lot of active discussion topics on our subreddit as well, so there's an opportunity to participate in the dialogue around what we're building.
Tim, thank you so much for joining us again today. We just got a chance to talk about Stormgate, the upcoming free-to-play RTS from Frost Giant Studios. I'm personally super pumped to play it, and be sure to check it out at playstormgate.com. Now, Tim, I'm gonna do a transition to the next game. Are you ready? This is gonna be good. Watch this, it's gonna be so sick. Next, we're gonna show you Leysara, Summit Kingdom from Quite OK Games. Now, as someone who has spent a medically inadvisable amount of time playing strategy games of all sorts, this looks incredibly up my alley. And it looks a lot safer than my last attempt to create society in the mountains. 2 words to yodeling accident. Let's check it out.
Day 9? I mean, he was big for StarCraft 2. Comes from those days. Super old school. Another building game. Building on a mountain, never been done before. Mountains in my building game? I don't think so. Oh, this looks like a mobile game. Another building game. Do you not have phones? Got a phone with me right now. And it is so much more entertaining than whatever this is. Whoa, he's a bird. Frozen Flame.
That was Frozen Flame, an open-world survival RPG from Dreamside Interactive, where you'll embark on a fantasy adventure in a world reshaped by a magical calamity. A cursed land full of environmental hazards and massive monsters doesn't sound like the kind of place you'd want to build a cozy home with your friends, but instead you'll be raising fortresses and trying to tame the world, eventually growing tough enough to tackle the citadel that looms over everything and break the curse. Or you'll end up in the belly of a monster. Still kind of cozy.
Frozen
The demo
Lane.
for Frozen Flame was released just
They call
before
them
the
in high
show,
school.
so you can jump in or grab some co-op buddies and see how long you can survive for right now. And keep an eye out for the early access launch later this year.
World premiere.
If you could listen
to the
geography noise of history, then you would hear by the sounds of the Victorian age that the world changed forever. The roar of the engines, the bangs from new factories, and the cries in the streets calling out for revolution. In Victoria 3, we simulate this era 100 years, starting in 1836.
There are 2 other of these games?
And put you in charge of a young society. You will meet the people back then, high and low, over cultures across the globe. They are the beating heart of your nation and form powerful groups with needs and desires.
You live in a society? I try not to.
Calls and let it influence reform, or turn a deaf ear to protect what is proven and stable. Your politics will decide where you want to go, but your economy, how far you'll come. Taxes, production, trade, and construction. Play these cards right, and you can harness the Industrial Revolution to turn your cities into titans. This is the engine you will need on the global stage. Use pacts, threats, and bluffs to secure your place in the sun. Anything done by war can be achieved with diplomacy. But you can decide when push comes to shove. Here you write the stories, and over time, the history of your world will be carved into the map. What will your society be like? What is the sound that will echo over continents and be heard over the noise of time as you create your grand tomorrow?
Wow. Be even cooler if it came out tomorrow. Oh, okay.
That was the gameplay debut of Victoria 3 from Paradox Interactive, a grand strategy game coming later this year.
A better tomorrow.
And let us take this moment to let you know you can wish us Victoria 3 by visiting the PC Gaming Show event page on Steam, where you'll be able to find every game featured in today's show. Type pcgamer.com/wishlist into your browser to be taken straight there. And now on with the show.
Yeah, any strategy game just looks the same to me. Uh-oh. New blood. Medieval, the Black Labyrinth. Ultra Kill Act 2. Whoa. Faith. Fallen Aces. Dusk HD. Looks so HD. Nice.
What's up, PC gamers? We're back again. Now, what you just saw was everything New Blood's got going on for 2022. A Medieval, the Black Labyrinth, Ultra Kill Act 2, Faith, Fallen Aces, and a brand new update for Dusk that's bringing all new HD models and weapons that nobody asked for. So we're doing it anyway. Now, last year you might have noticed we teased a bunch of games here that we weren't ready to talk about just yet. And we're still not ready to talk about those games. But I want to let you know that yes, we're still working on a top-down shooter. Yes, we're still working on a Fallout-style RPG, my dream game. And yes, we're still working on a car combat game. But we're not ready to talk about those games.
We're not gonna schmedium.
What I want to talk about is Gloomwood. Now, 2 years ago, y'all straight up forgot to show the Gloomwood trailer. Last year, you bumped me so Gabe Newell could talk about a bunch of demos or some shit. This year, PC Gamer, you promised we would get to show Gloomwood, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. If you're on a Steam Deck ad right now or some shit, I'm gonna...
Steam Deck. Powerful, portable, PC gaming.
PC Gamer, you see this puppy? I will drown this puppy. I will, if you don't let us show Gloomwood, I am going to drown this adorable, I would never do that. Hi, I love you. So yeah, we good?
No.
Can we show Gloomwood? Are you sure? Well, all right. It's about time.
Whoa. New Blood presents. Hey, it's the new me. It's not the old me. It's the new me.
Hello, Doctor. I had hoped for us to meet at my estate. No matter. I can guarantee your safe arrival. A promise few others here can make. The townsfolk are not fond of outsiders. Don't delay.
Pac-Man isn't a tour, it's a wheel of cheese. Gotta keep your cheese. I mean, it looks pretty good. I know, like, the old school graphics is their whole thing, but not a huge fan of the aesthetic. Whoa. Yeah, it looks like an immersive sim.
I'll be waiting.
Cool. The cheese. It's the cheese,
There's
man.
only one thing I like more than playing New Bloods games, and that's probably the URLs they make for them. It wouldn't be a PC gaming show without the silliest, most ridiculous website names in human history. Which is why I'm delighted to share that next, we have a group of such games that run the gamut from medieval mayhem to an adorable animal fight club. And our first rule, we absolutely plan to talk about it.
Whoa. Oh, I'm in. I'm hacking in. This coin game?
Nope. Corrupted what? Why is it always doing this just when I need to showcase the game? Okay, I'm gonna take that. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes, I have.
The update to System 10.1.1 will provide a clean sorting of all your files and ensure that situations like this won't ever happen.
Oh, no, nobody's updating me. That's the thing. Nope, haha, thank you, but we'll pass. Okay, so I do have a backup of the trailer. While I go rummage into the bin for it, please welcome my personal assistant. That will do a great job at pitching the game for you.
What's the name of the robot in Portal 2 that's like this but better?
Talk about how cool I am in the story and how funny and witty.
Sounds like someone just played through Portal 2 and was like, I want that in my game. Yeah, Wheatley. Anytime he talks, this is what I hear.
Found it! Ah, ladies and gentlemen, the trailer. Okay, who had the amazing idea to save the trailer backup in 14.4 pixels? Do we have any ants working for us? What?
It'll be a fun game. Oh, baby.
The survival of thy noble family depends on their ability to rule the city, to fight with valor, and to learn. Oh, if only it were that easy.
Norland, more like Boreland.
I don't know what you're up to, fuzzball, but back off!
That's a pretty famous voice actress. Can't think of who it is, but a Brony Fight Club. This game's been out for like 4 years, really? I don't know, I remember seeing it. It's also not a game I usually pay attention to.
Fire!
Games fighting herds. The tournaments for it? Wow. No idea. Stardew Valley. It was originally a My Little Pony fan game. Yeah, that makes sense. You could be making that up, but I 100% believe you. Core Keeper or Lore Keeper, I don't know. Hard to tell.
That was the latest DLC for Core Keeper, the sandbox survival sim from Fireshine Games and Pugstorm. The Sunken Sea biome update is available on June 15th for all Core Keeper players. Now we have even more twists and turns and trailers, so press enter to continue. Did you press it? I'm gonna go ahead and assume you pressed it. No, but seriously, press it.
Loot Crate Entertainment.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave, that we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. But this wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
I mean, they just showed some stuff from System Shock Remake. That's what you're asking. There's a lot of F's on screen. This show's supposed to be 2 hours, and we're coming pretty close to the end. Oh, it's getting high.
What is below is destined to be understood. Our life depends on the whims of the weather. Our life is tied to this earth.
The water we harvest, the plants we grow, the air we filter. Any waste would be fatal to our survival.
We must learn to live in harmony with this world. For too long, we have wandered without purpose. From now on, our city will be a source of hope.
New project? I mean, the voiceover sounds like it for sure. And lost all interest.
To understand our world, we must explore it.
We must find the tablets. The seeds of knowledge that bind all the elements together.
To build our survival.
To build our city. To live happily.
Synergy.
Welcome to Icarus, Prospector. The planet we almost lost, then found a reason to stay. Take it from me. This place wants you dead.
Whoa. A crocodile?
Progress. Learn the lay of the land. How to use Icarus to our advantage. Our friends at the UDA are offering up a slice, a whole new terrain. If you learn, build, and survive.
Woo, another building game.
There's a future here. Think you got what it takes?
In the rich tapestry of the PC gaming community, modders are one of the most inspiring subcultures. In fact, some of the most popular genres today started as PC gaming mods. Right now, modders Sean FMP1 Snelling and Corey Latto are making something incredibly special in the form of an ambitious mod for Half-Life ALyx. It's called Levitation. It's an original 4 to 5 hour campaign that builds on Valve's original VR game, Half-Life ALyx. With ALyx searching for a pair of rebels gone rogue, they've discovered a strange floating building in Sector X and decided to investigate it, against orders, obviously, and now it's your turn. Let's go back to the world of Gordon, G-Man, and ALyx with this
I wonder how the progress for the Bioshock mod for Half-Life ALyx was coming along.
Somewhere outside the building you're in.
Words.
Sorry if that's vague. The map was drawn using somebody's blood.
Yeah, I'd love to play through Half-Life ALyx at some point. Whenever I get VR. On PC. Whoa. I think someone, I'm sure it's already been done. Like a mouse and keyboard mod for this game. So you don't need VR. Yeah, space is also the big problem. I know it looks like I have a lot of room back here behind me, but I really don't.
Large energy signature up ahead. It's probably Gordon Freeman, and not anything bad at all. Definitely, probably Gordon Freeman.
It looks like they might be ending the show with this. Which is kind of funny since it's a mod, but
Okay, so the plan is
that
to
makes
get
sense
that
for a PC gaming showcase to be a mod for the big drop.
Oh boy.
Valve gave their approval.
Getting kind of crowded down here, Russ.
Do it. I mean, it also just sells their product. Like, if they want to move VR headsets. Shoot the red barrels. Take a poop.
Oh, nice.
Crouch under the laser.
Three cells left. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is me controlling everything right now. Whoa. It's kind of a weird place to cut it, but sure.
Well, folks, this
that's it.
Is the end. We've learned a lot today about ourselves, about computers, about genetically engineered space marines. And with so many games on the way, there has truly never been a better time to be part of the PC gaming community.
Over the course of the last 2 hours, we saw games from developers all over the world, and we wanted to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the show. All the developers who shared their work with us, and of course,
Doesn't have
all of the partners
AirPods
that are
in.
helping bringing the PC gaming
So
show
sad.
to life.
Indeed, remember to tip your servers, install your firmware updates, and tell me if you know where to find a 3090 Ti. Tell me immediately. Anywhere you can find one, let me know. And of course, a warm thanks to you again for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. It's something I look forward to every year, and we're thrilled that you joined us again.
Yeah, System Shock was interesting. Scorn's a little interesting. Most of it was just sim and builders.
This is the official PC Gaming Show 2022 pre-show. It's the live show before the pre-recorded show. Go to the start. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Replenish your potions and motion. Let's do it again. This is the first time. But before I spiral further into my concerns, here's even more. All right, one more time.
Oh yeah, the new blood stuff. That's cool too. The bloopers for the AirPods. They were just CGI'd in.
Watch this chart. So, now they're all rested up. Let's enjoy a slice of that cyberpunk life. We skipped the whole line. We accidentally the whole line. We have come to the
Wow,
end
didn't do this
of our
live?
show
What
at
the
long
fuck?
last. With so many, I saw my spit fly out, and I hope I didn't get you, man.
Oh, good.
And also, I ate a Snickers, so I want to make sure there's no just chocolate in my teeth.
Yeah, Gloomwood looks good. The whole aesthetic of their stuff isn't quite up my alley. I don't care for the old school vibe, but the games look fun.
With a 32 gigabyte.
More shows left today? No.
I was doing so well.
I think tomorrow there's a Capcom show and like extended gameplay from Microsoft stuff.
To share with you, which would only mean one thing.
I think that's it as far as E3 showcases go. I don't think Nintendo's doing anything soon. Sony already kind of did theirs.
It's not a heart attack, it's just a burp. All right, I'm going to do the take. It's gonna happen, maybe.
Well, they did their state of play
Get
like
ready
a week
to
ago.
overclock your eyeballs because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with more than 3 Chrome tabs open. If you're gaming,
They didn't do like a proper show.
then strap in because this next trailer goes from 0 to 100 real quick. And I just got off the phone with my doctor and he was like, exclusive gameplay levels are critically low. And I want to fix that like immediately. I had no idea where we were going. It's the first time I'd seen any of those words, but I just kept pushing it.
So I'd rather have this than the scripted lines I did have.
This read is insane. I was like, cry. I don't know why I'm this way. But that's
Give me that during the show. What are you talking about?
sticking to it.
Beep. Well, that's a wrap. Fun stuff. Fun, fun, fun. Didn't get Killing Floor 3 like I hope every year at the PC Gaming Showcase. Bit disappointed in that, but it'll come one year. Hotter than my PC with 3 Chrome tabs open. I have 4 Chrome tabs open at the moment. My PC's sitting just fine. Alright. Well, we'll stop the stream there. I mean, they've like hinted that they're switching gears to work on Killing Floor 3 for some time. Like, sometime last year, they basically said, you know, we're just kind of running near the end of the current game. So I definitely think it's in the works. It's just a matter of time. But they just keep putting out DLCs here and there. So I don't think we'll watch the Capcom show on stream. For the most part, we already know what they have coming. Resident Evil. It's about the only cool thing I'd want to see, but I've already seen a good trailer for that. So probably won't do any more of these E3 showcase streams. Overall, not too exciting of an E3 for my taste. I was really hoping Microsoft, Xbox would have something more for me. Sadly, they did not. But it's another year of waiting.